Hey everyone, ready to ditch the 9 to 5 and design a life of freedom? We're diving deep into the 4-hour work week today.
That's right.
The Ultimate Guide to Breaking Free from the Grind by Timothy Ferriss.
Absolutely.
This deep dive is your shortcut to understanding the book's most potent ideas so you can start living life on your own terms.
It's all about rethinking work, wealth, and what it really means to live a life of freedom and fulfillment.
Exactly. Ferriss introduces us to the new rich.
Or NR for short.
These folks aren't necessarily millionaires, but they prioritize experiences over material possessions.
Think of that couple who sailed around the world with their kids for less than the cost of living in Paris.
Yeah. Or the extreme athlete who builds his business around his love for adventure.
These are the new rich living proof that you don't need to be wealthy to live a life most people only dream of.
So true. It's not just about the money, it's about using your income to design a lifestyle that truly reflects your values.
That's where the freedom multiplier comes in.
Right? You could be earning a ton of money, but be chained to your desk feeling stressed and unfulfilled.
Imagine earning less, but having the flexibility to work from anywhere, spending your afternoons surfing or exploring.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
That's the freedom multiplier in action. It's not just about how much you earn, it's about the freedom that income buys you.
And here's where Ferriss really shakes things up.
He says ditch the idea of retirement as the ultimate goal.
Yeah. He sees it as a worst-case scenario plan.
It's not the reward for decades of hard work.
Instead, he's all about mini retirements.
Taking extended breaks throughout your career to recharge, pursue your passions, and gain new perspectives.
So you don't have to wait until you're 65 to start living.
Exactly. It's about designing a life where every day feels like an adventure.
I love that. But how do you actually become one of the new rich?
Ferriss lays out a clear roadmap, the DEAL framework.
Deal.
It stands for definition, elimination, automation, and liberation.
Okay, I'm following.
Each stage is crucial to reclaiming your time and designing a life on your own terms.
Let's start with D, definition.
This is where you get crystal clear on what you truly want.
It's about defining success on your own terms, not buying into someone else's definition.
Ask yourself the tough questions. What does your dream life look like? Where do you want to live? What do you want to do with your time? Who do you want to spend it with?
It's about creating your own dream line, a roadmap for a life that truly excites you.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. But for a lot of us, even picturing that dream life can feel overwhelming.
Right.
We're so used to operating within certain rules and expectations.
It's hard to break free.
It can be tough to even imagine it.
That's where the deal maker mindset comes in.
Deal maker.
Ferriss challenges you to question those rules. Are they real or just social conventions?
Is a 9 to 5 really the only way to earn a living? Is retiring at 65 the only option?
Become a deal maker, someone who understands that reality is negotiable.
And who's willing to bend or break the rules to create a life that aligns with their values and goals.
You got it.
So it's about taking control, not just accepting the status quo.
Exactly. Once you've defined what you want, it's time to clear the path.
Which brings us to E, elimination.
That's right. Ferriss debunks the myth of time management.
He says it's not about cramming more into your day.
It's about eliminating the things that don't matter.
He calls it selective ignorance.
Precisely.
Be ruthless with your time and energy.
Absolutely.
And Ferriss has some radical ideas about how to do that, like a low-information diet.
Limiting your exposure to news and media that stresses you out without providing any real value.
It's like a cleanse for your mind.
Exactly. Then there's the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule.
That's the idea that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts.
Right. So identify that crucial 20% and focus your energy there.
Ferriss gives tons of examples in the book.
Like how he reduced his customer service emails from 200 to 20 per day by empowering his outsourced team.
Wow. Talk about efficiency.
And don't forget Parkinson's law.
Work expands to fill the time allotted for it.
Exactly. So set tight deadlines, even ridiculously short ones, to force focus and avoid procrastination.
He even mentions tricking himself into leaving work early by booking a flight.
That's Ferriss always challenging conventional wisdom.
He wants you to realize you have more control over your time and life than you think.
Absolutely. You have more power than you realize.
So we've defined what we want, and we're eliminating distractions. What's next?
Automation. This is where things get interesting.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It's about building systems that generate income without requiring your constant attention.
Oh, that's nice then.
Imagine waking up every morning with money flowing into your account even while you're sleeping, or better yet, traveling the world.
That sounds amazing.
That's the power of automation.
This is where the muse comes in, right?
Mhm.
That business that practically runs itself.
Exactly. It might sound like a fantasy, but Ferriss provides the steps to make it a reality.
So it's not just a pipe dream.
Not at all. He dives into specific business models that are ideal for automation, like e-commerce information products and affiliate marketing.
He even shares inspiring examples from the book.
Right, absolutely. Like Doug, the musician who created a profitable online business selling sound libraries.
And he only works a couple of hours a week, leaving him plenty of time to pursue his music and travel.
Exactly. And then there's Ed, who developed a top-selling sports supplement and achieved financial freedom through smart product development and distribution.
So these are real people who've used Ferriss's principles to build businesses that give them freedom and flexibility.
That's right. They're living proof that it's possible.
I can see why this book is so popular. It's full of practical advice and inspiring stories.
And don't worry if you're feeling overwhelmed by the idea of starting a business.
Yeah, that can be a lot to take on.
Ferriss emphasizes starting small and testing your ideas before going all in.
So you don't have to quit your job and risk everything.
Exactly. He talks about using tools like Google AdWords to conduct micro-tests and validate your product or service idea before investing a lot of time and money.
That's a smart approach.
He even provides a step-by-step guide for setting up an online store, even if you have no technical expertise.
That's encouraging to hear.
The internet has made it easier than ever to launch a business.
And once you have that business up and running, Ferriss introduces this concept called geographic arbitrage.
Right. This is where the freedom multiplier really kicks in.
Tell me more.
It's the idea that your money is worth more when you live and work in locations with a lower cost of living.
So you could potentially maintain your current lifestyle while spending significantly less.
Exactly. Or you could upgrade your lifestyle without increasing your expenses.
Wow, that's powerful.
Ferriss himself has lived all over the world, from Thailand to Argentina, proving that you can have a high quality of life without breaking the bank.
He's walking the walk.
That's right.
So we're defining our dreams, eliminating distractions, automating income, and leveraging location to stretch our dollar further.
It's all coming together.
This is starting to paint a picture of a life that's radically different from the 9-to-5 grind.
That's the beauty of the new rich lifestyle. It's about breaking free from convention and designing a life that aligns with your values, passions, and aspirations.
So we've covered the first 3 phases of the DEAL framework: definition, elimination, and automation.
We're well on our way.
Now it's time for the grand finale, liberation. This is where we break free from the traditional office and step into a world of true freedom and flexibility.
That's where the real magic happens. Liberation is all about breaking free from that traditional office setting. Ferriss offers a bunch of tactics, starting with negotiating remote work with your current employer.
I bet a lot of people get stuck there thinking, my company would never go for that.
That's understandable. But Ferriss has some surprisingly effective strategies for making it a reality, even in those super traditional corporate environments.
Really? What kind of strategies?
Well, he emphasizes framing it as a win-win for both you and your employer.
Okay, so highlighting how it benefits them too.
Exactly. Things like increased productivity, reduced overhead, costs a happier, more engaged employee.
That makes sense.
He even provides scripts you can use to start the conversation and address potential concerns.
So you don't have to go in completely blind.
Exactly. He actually tells this crazy story about Dave, an HP employee who worked remotely from China for a whole month without telling his boss.
Wow. He didn't get fired?
Yup. It's a testament to thinking outside the box and proving you can deliver results from anywhere.
That's incredible. Okay, so besides remote work, Ferriss also talks about these mini retirements.
Yes. Remember, it's not about waiting until you're 65 to enjoy life.
Right. It's about taking those extended breaks to pursue passions, travel recharge, and gain fresh perspectives.
Think of it as hitting the pause button on your career to really experience life.
He shares a great story about Julie, a single mom who traveled the world for 5 months with her kids while working remotely.
She's a perfect example of blending work and adventure, showing that unconventional lifestyles are possible even with family.
So inspiring. But Ferriss emphasizes that liberation isn't just about location, it's also about mindset.
Absolutely. It's about adopting that new rich mindset.
Okay, let's break that down. What exactly does that entail?
It's about embracing abundance, questioning conventional wisdom, and putting experiences above material possessions.
It's defining success for yourself, not letting society tell you what a good life should look like.
Right, and reframing the whole concept of work.
Work doesn't have to be something you dread.
It can be a source of joy, purpose, even adventure.
That's a big shift for a lot of people.
Definitely. Ferriss encourages you to find work that you're passionate about, that uses your unique skills and talents, and allows you to make a meaningful contribution.
And he also emphasizes viewing time as your most valuable asset.
Be intentional about how you spend it and prioritize what truly matters.
So all those time management techniques we talked about earlier come into play here.
Exactly. Things like time blocking, batching tasks, eliminating distractions.
It's about reclaiming your time and using it wisely.
And remember, escaping the 9 to 5 can be scary.
Absolutely. It's a big leap of faith.
You'll have doubts, setbacks, and that fear of failure.
It's natural to feel that way.
But Ferriss gives strategies for overcoming those fears and taking action despite them.
Like what?
Well, he talks about reframing failure as a learning opportunity.
Seeing it as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock.
Exactly. He also emphasizes focusing on the potential rewards instead of the risks.
And surrounding yourself with supportive people who believe in you and your vision. It's about shifting your perspective and having a strong support system.
Absolutely. And remember, everyone's journey is different.
There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
Right. The 4-hour work week provides a toolkit, not a blueprint.
It's up to you to use it to design the life you want.
Be adaptable. Find what works for you.
That's empowering. Okay, so we talked about escaping the office and shifting our mindset, but there's still the question of how to actually generate income.
That's where the muse comes back into play.
Right, that magical business that runs itself.
Ferriss doesn't just leave you hanging with the idea. He breaks down specific types of businesses that are perfect for this hands-off approach.
Like what? Give me some examples.
He's a big advocate of information products, things like ebooks, online courses, membership sites.
Those make sense.
Yeah,
They could be sold over and over again digitally.
exactly. They're relatively inexpensive to produce and can generate truly passive income.
It's like making money while you sleep.
But he's not saying create a product and then hope someone will buy it.
Right. You need a market for it.
He emphasizes finding a profitable niche market first, a specific group of people with a problem you can solve and are willing to pay for that solution.
So don't create a product, then try to find someone to sell it to.
Exactly. Find a market, define your customers, then find or develop a product for them.
That's so important. It's about meeting a need, not just creating something and hoping it sells.
And being a part of your target market gives you an advantage.
Because you understand their needs, their language, their pain points.
Exactly. You're an insider.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we found our niche and we have our product. What's next?
Ferriss stresses starting small but thinking big.
So you don't need to launch a huge corporation right away.
Right. Start with a focused product or service test, refine it, then scale it up as you gain traction.
That feels less overwhelming.
He has this cool concept called microtesting, using tools like Google AdWords to see if there's even demand for your product.
So before you invest a ton of time and money creating it.
Right. It's like dipping your toes in the water before jumping in headfirst.
I like that analogy. Ferriss also shares the example of Doug, the musician who built a successful business selling sound libraries.
He found his niche automated most of the process and now works just a few hours a week.
Living the dream. Okay, so we have this amazing business idea, but how do we actually make it happen? Websites, marketing, fulfillment, it can get overwhelming.
Ferriss is all about actionable advice, breaking down the process into steps you can actually take.
That's reassuring.
He's a huge fan of outsourcing, using platforms like Upwork or Fiverr to find freelancers who can handle all sorts of tasks.
Like what kind of tasks?
Everything from website design to customer service, anything you need.
So it's about leveraging your money to buy back your time.
You got it. It allows you to focus on the bigger picture, the strategy, the vision.
Okay, that makes sense. And once you have things set up, it's all about testing and tweaking, right?
Absolutely. Don't assume your website or marketing campaign will be perfect right away.
So it's about trying things out, gathering data, and making adjustments based on what's working.
Exactly. It's a process of constant improvement.
Ferriss talks about using Google AdWords and other tools to track how people are finding your website, what they're clicking on.
And ultimately, what's converting into sales.
It's a data-driven approach.
And he also has this concept called the minimum viable product, or MVP.
MVP, what's that?
It's the simplest, most basic version of your product just to get it out there and see how people respond.
So it's like a prototype.
You don't need all the bells and whistles right away, just the core functionality.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're validating the demand, getting feedback, and then refining your product.
Exactly. It's a much smarter approach than trying to create a perfect product right off the bat.
Definitely less risky. And then there's automation.
Setting up systems so your business can run without you constantly needing to be involved.
So things like automatic email responders, online payment processing.
Even software that fulfills orders.
It's about creating a machine that generates income while you're off living your life.
Exactly. But Ferriss also acknowledges that there will be challenges and setbacks along the way.
I mean, no business runs perfectly smoothly all the time, right?
He talks about learning from your mistakes, being persistent, not giving up on your vision.
And celebrating those wins no matter how small.
Absolutely. Keep that momentum going.
It's about having a growth mindset and embracing the ups and downs.
Remember, all this talk about business and automation can seem a little impersonal.
Yeah, kind of cold and calculating.
But it's important to remember that the heart of the 4-hour workweek is about designing a life that's truly meaningful and fulfilling.
That's the big picture.
Exactly. It's not about becoming a workaholic entrepreneur obsessed with optimizing every minute of your day.
It's about using these tools and strategies to create a life that allows you to pursue your passions, spend time with loved ones, contribute to the world.
And simply enjoy being alive.
That sounds pretty great.
Ferriss encourages you to define your ideal lifestyle and design your business and your life around that vision.
So start with the why
Have a purpose that gives your work meaning.
and prioritize experiences over material possessions. It's about aligning your actions with your values.
And creating a life that feels authentic and fulfilling.
He also encourages giving back, using your time and resources to make a positive impact.
It could be volunteering, donating to charities, or building a business with a social mission.
He believes you can have it all: financial freedom, personal fulfillment, and a life that makes a difference.
It's an inspiring vision.
But isn't this whole escape the 9 to 5, travel the world, work from anywhere lifestyle just a fantasy for most people?
That's a common misconception. Ferriss backs up his ideas with real-world examples of everyday people who have actually achieved this lifestyle.
So there are entrepreneurs, remote workers, digital nomads from all walks of life living this way.
Yes. It's about taking control of your destiny and not settling for less than what you deserve.
That's a powerful message. And what makes this even more exciting is that the 4-hour work week isn't just a book, it's a movement.
That's right. There's a whole community of people who've embraced this new, rich lifestyle
So they're sharing ideas, resources, support.
through online forums, meetups, even conferences.
It's like having a tribe of like-minded individuals to support you on your journey.
Exactly. It can make a huge difference in staying motivated, overcoming challenges, and creating the life you want.
But Ferriss is clear reading the book, and dreaming isn't enough.
You have to put the principles into practice.
Action is key.
He encourages starting small, experimenting, making adjustments as you go.
It's about building momentum and gradually creating the life you desire.
The 4-hour workweek is packed with wisdom, practical advice, and inspiring stories.
It has the potential to change your life.
It's a call to action, a challenge to rethink everything you thought you knew about work life and the pursuit of happiness.
If you're feeling stuck unfulfilled or just curious about what's possible, I highly recommend checking it out.
It might just open your eyes to a whole new world of possibilities.
It's a reminder that you have the power to design your own destiny, and you don't have to settle for anything less than extraordinary. One of the things that really stood out to me is that escaping the 9 to 5 isn't about working less. It's about working differently.
It's about designing a life that allows you to do work you love on your own terms.
And have the freedom and flexibility to live life to the fullest.
Now, Ferriss introduces this concept of being a deal maker.
Deal maker? What does that even mean in this context?
It's not about being manipulative or unethical.
Okay, good to know.
It's about understanding that reality is negotiable and being willing to challenge the status quo.
So questioning everything, thinking outside the box, looking for creative solutions.
Exactly. Ask yourself, is there a different way to do this? Can we achieve the same results with less effort?
It's about being resourceful, persistent, and having the courage to ask for what you want.
One of the most powerful tools for a deal maker is negotiation.
Makes sense.
Ferriss gives practical tips for negotiating everything from remote work arrangements to business deals.
So it's a valuable skill to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He talks about preparation, understanding your leverage, and being willing to walk away if necessary.
To knowing your worth.
Exactly. But he also emphasizes building relationships, being respectful, and finding win-win solutions.
So it's not about being cutthroat.
Not at all. It's about finding solutions that benefit everyone involved.
Okay, that makes sense. Being a deal maker also means seeing opportunities where others see obstacles.
It's about looking for possibilities in every situation, challenging your assumptions, and believing that there's always a solution.
It's a mindset shift.
Right. Be flexible, adaptable, open to new ideas, and don't be afraid to take calculated risks.
He also has this framework for decision making based on the minimum effective dose, or MED.
It's about finding the smallest amount of effort required to achieve the desired result.
So eliminate unnecessary steps, streamline processes, focus on the essentials.
Exactly. Experiment, test your assumptions, and constantly iterate and improve.
I love that. I'm definitely guilty of overcomplicating things sometimes.
It's a good reminder to keep things simple and focus on what truly matters.
Now, one of the biggest fears that holds people back from escaping the 9 to 5 is the fear of failure.
Absolutely. It's a common fear.
But Ferriss reframes this. He says failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process.
The stepping stone.
He encourages embracing mistakes, using them as learning opportunities, and viewing them as part of the journey.
He also talks about taking calculated risks, stepping outside your comfort zone, and not letting fear paralyze you,
He even has this framework called fear setting.
where you identify your worst-case scenarios, develop contingency plans, and realize that the fear is often worse than the reality.
So facing your fears head on.
Exactly. Take action despite them and use them as fuel for growth.
Okay, that's powerful. This is where the whole idea of lifestyle design comes in, right?
Absolutely. It's about creating a life that truly reflects your values, passions, and priorities.
So not just settling for a life you tolerate.
Right. Design a life you love.
Ferriss provides a framework for identifying your ideal lifestyle, setting goals, and taking action.
He encourages you to think big, dream without limits, and believe that anything is possible.
So where do we start? How do we actually go about designing our ideal life?
Ferriss suggests starting by defining your values,
So what's truly important to you?
your core beliefs, your non-negotiables.
Okay, so figure out your values and then.
Design your life around them. If freedom and adventure are important, prioritize travel and flexible work arrangements. If family and connection are top priorities, focus on creating a supportive home environment and spending quality time with loved ones.
It's about making sure your lifestyle is in sync with what truly matters to you.
And creating a sense of authenticity and fulfillment.
Okay, values check. What's next?
Goal setting. Ferriss recommends setting both short-term and long-term goals.
So you experience quick wins and make steady progress towards your bigger vision.
Exactly. He uses the framework of SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
So your goals are clear and actionable.
And he also talks about breaking big goals down into smaller, more manageable steps.
So it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
Right. He emphasizes being proactive, taking initiative, and not waiting for the perfect moment.
Just get started
Exactly. Start small, experiment, learn as you go, and overcome procrastination.
and celebrate those wins along the way.
Absolutely. Now, a crucial part of all this is designing a schedule that actually supports your goals and your ideal lifestyle.
Right. Your schedule shouldn't be working against you.
It needs to be flexible, allow you to prioritize what matters most, and include time for rest and rejuvenation.
So it's about finding a rhythm that works for you, not being tied to a rigid traditional schedule.
Exactly. Experiment with different approaches. Maybe it's working 4 days a week, working remotely, or taking those mini retirements.
Find what fits your lifestyle and your goals.
Another essential part of lifestyle design is creating a supportive environment.
So this is about more than just your schedule.
Absolutely. It means surrounding yourself with people who encourage your growth
People who cheer you on.
and creating a comfortable and inspiring home workspace.
So a space that makes you feel good and motivates you.
Right. And establishing routines and habits that support your well-being.
So things like getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, eating healthy foods.
Exactly. It's all connected.
Ferriss gives practical tips on decluttering your home, optimizing your workspace, and creating a daily routine that sets you up for success.
Remember, designing your ideal lifestyle is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time event.
It's about constantly experimenting, adjusting, and refining your vision as you learn and grow.
Be open to new possibilities, embrace change, and constantly strive to create a life that is truly your own.
So it's a continuous evolution, not a fixed destination.
Now let's talk about the financial side of things. One of the most common challenges people face when trying to escape the 9 to 5 is managing their finances.
Yeah, it's that fear of not having enough, of losing security.
Ferriss provides a framework for building a solid financial foundation, even if you're not starting with a lot of money.
Okay, so what are some of the key principles?
Well, he emphasizes tracking your expenses.
So knowing where your money is going.
Exactly. Create a budget, automate your savings, pay off debt, invest wisely, and create multiple streams of income.
So diversifying your income.
He provides specific strategies for each of these areas, including tips for negotiating lower interest rates on debt, finding investment opportunities, and starting a side hustle.
It's about being proactive and taking control of your finances.
And not letting money be a source of stress or anxiety.
One of the things that really resonated with me was this idea of lifestyle design arbitrage,
It's a powerful concept.
using your money to buy back your time and freedom.
Exactly. For example, if you reduce your housing costs by moving to a more affordable location, you can free up money to pursue your passions, travel, or work less.
He shares examples of people who've done this and significantly improved their quality of life without increasing their expenses
It's about making your money work for you.
and aligning your spending with your values.
Be mindful of your spending habits and make sure your money is supporting the life you want to live.
Okay, so we've talked about finances now. Let's move on to one of the most exciting parts of escaping the 9-to-5 travel.
Ferriss is a seasoned traveler, and he shares all sorts of tips for traveling the world affordably and comfortably.
I'm all ears.
He talks about finding cheap flights and accommodations,
That's always helpful.
and using travel hacking strategies to maximize your points and miles.
So you can travel more for less.
Exactly. He also emphasizes being open to new cultures, experiences, and ways of life.
So it's not just about checking off destinations on a list.
It's about immersing yourself in the experience.
He suggests taking shorter, more frequent trips, traveling during the off-season, and using travel rewards programs. It's about being flexible and finding creative ways to travel.
And he encourages seeking out unconventional travel experiences like volunteering abroad, house sitting, or taking road trips.
So thinking outside the traditional vacation box.
One of his key travel tips is packing light.
That's always a struggle for me.
He provides a detailed packing list and strategies for minimizing your luggage.
So you don't get weighed down by all your stuff.
Exactly. He emphasizes bringing only the essentials and investing in high-quality, versatile clothing and gear.
So things that can be used for multiple purposes.
Right. It's about traveling efficiently. But traveling to new and unfamiliar places can be a bit daunting, especially when it comes to staying healthy.
There's always that fear of getting sick when you're far from home.
Ferriss has you covered. He gives tips for staying healthy on the road, eating healthy, getting enough sleep, managing stress, and packing a basic first aid kit.
It's about being prepared.
He also recommends learning a few basic phrases in the local language.
That's always helpful.
It shows respect and can make a big difference in your interactions.
So it's about being prepared, but also about being open to new experiences and embracing the unknown.
Ferriss emphasizes that travel is not just about seeing new places. It's about expanding your horizons, challenging your assumptions, and connecting with people from different cultures.
It's about personal growth.
He encourages you to be open to new experiences. Let go of your expectations, slow down, be present, and savor each moment.
It's about immersing yourself in the experience, not just checking off a list.
And he sees travel as a powerful opportunity for learning.
So view it as an educational experience.
Sure. Take classes, learn a new language, immerse yourself in the local culture.
And bring back what you've learned.
Exactly. Integrate those experiences into your life back home.
So it's about enriching your life, expanding your perspective, and using your experiences to become a more well-rounded and informed individual.
Ferriss provides resources for finding language classes, cultural events, and educational opportunities all over the world.
That's awesome.
He encourages sharing your experiences, connecting with people from different cultures, and using your newfound knowledge to make a positive impact.
So it's not just about escaping your everyday life. It's about bringing back what you've learned and using it to enrich your life and the lives of others.
The 4-Hour Workweek is packed with practical advice and inspiring stories about travel. It's a must-read for anyone who dreams of seeing the world and living a life of adventure.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground travel, finances, business, mindset, but there's one element that's absolutely crucial for creating a truly fulfilling and sustainable life-building and nurturing relationships.
Absolutely. Ferriss emphasizes cultivating strong relationships with friends, family, and colleagues.
So it's not all about solo adventures and working remotely.
Right. Human connection is essential. He talks about the importance of communication, empathy, active listening, dealing with conflict, constructively setting boundaries, and maintaining healthy relationships.
It's about investing in the people who matter most.
And creating a supportive network that will be there for you through thick and thin.
One of his key principles is giving without expectation.
Be generous with your time, energy, and resources without expecting anything in return.
So approaching relationships with an open heart.
He believed that true giving comes from a place of abundance and creates a ripple effect of positivity.
It's about building genuine connections.
He also stresses the importance of surrounding yourself with supportive people.
People who believe in you and your vision.
Find mentors, coaches, accountability partners, and connect with people who share your values and interests.
Whether it's through online communities, in-person meetups, or just having a few close friends who understand your journey.
Having that tribe of like-minded individuals can make a world of difference.
It's about creating a sense of belonging and surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and inspire you to be your best self.
Networking is also essential for building relationships, both personally and professionally.
Ferriss gives tips for networking, effectively attending industry events, joining online communities, reaching out to people you admire.
He emphasizes authenticity being helpful, building genuine connections.
So not just viewing networking as a transactional exchange of business cards.
Now let's talk about dealing with difficult people. They're a part of life, and Ferriss provides strategies for handling them effectively.
I think we all need that advice sometimes.
It includes setting boundaries, communicating assertively, detaching emotionally, and protecting your own well-being.
So not letting difficult people drain your energy or bring you down.
Exactly. Stand up for yourself, set healthy boundaries, and prioritize your own peace of mind.
It's about taking care of yourself.
Ferriss emphasizes that relationships are a cornerstone of a fulfilling life. Invest time and energy in building and maintaining strong relationships with the people who matter most.
Make those connections a priority.
Be present, be supportive, and show up for the people you care about.
It's about making those connections a priority, not letting them fall by the wayside in the pursuit of other goals.
Now let's shift gears and talk about finding your purpose, something Ferriss believes everyone has.
That's a big topic.
It's about discovering what truly lights you up, what gives your life meaning.
Finding that spark.
He provides a framework for identifying your purpose, including reflecting on your values, your passions, and your strengths.
So looking inward and figuring out what makes you tick.
Exactly. He also encourages exploring different careers, hobbies, and activities to see what resonates with you.
So being open to trying new things.
Be curious, try new things, and follow your interests to see where they lead.
One of his key principles for finding purpose is following your bliss.
Do what you love, pursue your passions, and don't be afraid to take risks.
That's easier said than done sometimes.
But it's about taking that leap of faith.
He also talks about finding work that makes a difference, contributing to something bigger than yourself. So it's not just about personal fulfillment, it's about making a positive impact.
He provides strategies for turning your passions into a career.
Like what?
He encourages networking, building relationships with people in your field, developing your skills, starting a side hustle, volunteering your time, or taking a class.
It's about taking action, even small steps, to move toward a career that feels aligned with your purpose.
Remember, finding your purpose isn't a one-time event.
It's a journey.
It's an ongoing process of exploration, discovery, and growth.
So be open to new experiences, challenge your assumptions, and constantly evolve and refine your understanding of your purpose as you go.
Be curious, be adaptable, and allow yourself to evolve and grow as you learn and experience more of the world.
Okay, so we've talked about finding your purpose now. Let's talk about the next step, making a difference in the world.
Ferriss believes that we all have the ability to make a positive impact.
And no matter how big or small.
He provides examples of people making a difference in a variety of ways, from volunteering their time to starting businesses with a social mission.
It's inspiring to see how people are making a difference.
He encourages you to find a cause you're passionate about and get involved.
So using your unique talents and resources to contribute to something bigger than yourself.
It could be donating money, volunteering your time, spreading awareness about an issue you care about, or simply being kind and compassionate in your everyday interactions.
So even small acts of kindness can make a difference.
Ferriss emphasizes that making a difference doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can be as simple as being kind to a stranger, helping a neighbor, or picking up trash in your community.
Think about being mindful and looking for those opportunities.
It's about approaching life with a sense of purpose and contributing to a better world in whatever way you can.
Okay, so we've talked about purpose and making a difference. Now let's move on to something that's foundational for everything else, health and well-being.
Absolutely. Ferriss is adamant about this. Taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional health is non-negotiable for creating a sustainable and joyful life.
It's the foundation for everything.
He provides practical tips for eating healthy, exercising, regularly managing stress, getting enough sleep, practicing mindfulness, spending time in nature, and even seeking professional help when needed.
So it's a holistic approach.
It's about seeing health and well-being as an investment, not a chore.
Taking care of yourself allows you to show up as your best self and experience life to the fullest.
Let's start with nutrition. Ferriss recommends eating a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods.
So lots of fruits, vegetables, lean protein.
Exactly. Limit processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats.
He gives tips for meal planning, grocery shopping, and cooking healthy meals, even with a busy schedule.
It's about making healthy choices a part of your daily routine.
When it comes to exercise, it's about finding an activity you enjoy and can do consistently.
Right. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week.
He also talks about strength training, flexibility, and giving your body adequate time to recover.
It's about finding a sustainable approach to fitness, something you can enjoy and integrate into your lifestyle long term.
So not just some crash diet or crazy workout plan that you can't stick with.
Now, stress management is also crucial. Ferriss recommends mindfulness meditation, spending time in nature, setting boundaries, learning to say no, and delegating tasks.
So freeing up mental space.
Exactly. It's about recognizing your limits and taking proactive steps to manage stress before it becomes overwhelming.
And of course, sleep is essential.
Aim for 7 3 hours of quality sleep per night.
That's not always easy.
He provides tips for improving sleep quality, like creating a relaxing bedtime routine, avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed, and making sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool.
So creating an environment that's conducive to sleep.
And making it a priority, not just squeezing it in when you have time.
Ferriss also talks about mental and emotional well-being.
He encourages practicing self-care, engaging in activities that bring you joy, and connecting with supportive people.
It's about nurturing all aspects of yourself.
He's also a strong advocate for seeking professional help if you're struggling with anxiety, depression, or other mental health issues.
This is about being proactive and taking care of your mental health, just as you would your physical health.
Ferriss believes that health and well-being are integral to escaping the 9 to 5 and creating a fulfilling life.
Prioritize your health.
Make it non-negotiable and view it as an investment in your happiness and longevity.
It's about taking a holistic approach to well-being.
Nurturing your physical, mental, and emotional health and creating a life that supports you at every level.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of health and well-being. Now, let's dive a little deeper into one of Ferriss's favorite topics, mindfulness.
Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment.
It's about being present and aware.
Ferriss believes mindfulness can reduce stress, improve focus, and increase overall well-being.
It sounds like a powerful tool.
He provides practical tips for incorporating mindfulness into your daily life, including meditation, mindful breathing, and simply paying attention to your senses.
So noticing the sights, sounds, smells, and sensations around you.
It's about slowing down and really experiencing the present moment.
It sounds like a great antidote to the constant busyness and distractions of modern life.
Closely tied to mindfulness is gratitude.
Gratitude.
Ferriss believes gratitude is a transformative emotion.
So focusing on the good in your life.
Exactly. Appreciate those simple pleasures.
It's about shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have.
And cultivating a sense of abundance and appreciation.
He suggests keeping a gratitude journal expressing gratitude to others, or simply taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you're grateful for.
It's a simple practice, but it can make a big difference in your outlook.
Now, Ferriss also talks about happiness and how it's not something that just happens to you.
It's something you create. It's a choice.
You have the power to create a happy and fulfilling life no matter your circumstances.
Okay, how do we do that?
Ferriss provides practical strategies for increasing happiness.
Like what?
Well, practicing gratitude, of course, pursuing your passions, connecting with loved ones, making a difference in the world, practicing self-care, setting boundaries, and learning to say no to things that drain your energy.
So it's about creating a life that supports your well-being and aligns with your values and aspirations.
He encourages embracing a mindset of experimentation and continuous improvement.
So don't be afraid to try new things.
Make mistakes. Adjust your course along the way.
Life is a journey.
It's about embracing the process, the ups and downs, and constantly striving to create a life that's truly fulfilling and aligned with who you are.
One of the things that makes the 4-hour workweek so compelling is that it's not just a theoretical framework.
It's grounded in reality. Host speaker.
It's packed with real-world examples of people who've actually achieved this lifestyle. It's not just some fantasy it's happening right now. He shares stories of entrepreneurs who've built successful businesses that allow them to travel the world. People who've negotiated remote work arrangements with their bosses, individuals who've redesigned their lives to create more freedom and flexibility.
It's inspiring to hear those stories.
They demonstrate that it's possible to escape the 9 to 5 grind and create a life that's both financially sustainable and deeply meaningful. It's about taking control of your destiny and not settling for a life that's less than what you deserve.
These stories provide tangible proof that this lifestyle is attainable.
It's not just a fantasy for the lucky few.
Anyone with the courage to take action and challenge the status quo can create this kind of freedom.
Absolutely. And remember, escaping the 9 to 5 isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process of learning, growing, and adapting.
So it's a journey, not a destination.
Ferriss encourages you to view your life as an experiment. Try new things, make mistakes, and constantly strive to improve.
He provides a framework for setting goals, tracking your progress, and making adjustments along the way.
It's about embracing change, being flexible, and being willing to pivot when necessary.
He also emphasizes building a support system.
Find mentors, coaches, accountability partners, and connect with other people who are pursuing similar goals.
Whether it's through online communities, meetups, or close friends who understand your vision.
Having a tribe of like-minded individuals can make a world of difference.
It provides encouragement, accountability, and a sense of belonging.
At the heart of it all is a mindset shift.
From feeling trapped to feeling empowered,
From scarcity to abundance.
from believing you have to settle to believing you can create the life you want.
Ferriss encourages you to question everything.
Challenge the status quo.
Believe that anything is possible.
Take ownership of your life and your choices.
And realize that you have the power to create the life you want.
So is this really possible for anyone?
Absolutely. It requires effort, commitment, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. But it's definitely possible. The 4-hour work week is not a magic formula.
It's a roadmap, a set of tools and strategies to help you design the life you truly want.
It's a journey worth taking.
It has the potential to transform your life.
It's a call to action, a challenge to rethink everything you thought you knew about work life and happiness.
It's a reminder that you have the power to create the life you want and deserve.
And it's within your reach. So if you're ready to escape the 9 to 5 grind, design a life of freedom and fulfillment, and make a difference in the world, the 4-hour work week is a must-read.
It's a book that will challenge your thinking, expand your horizons, and inspire you to take action.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
What's one small step you can take today to start moving toward your ideal life?
That's a great question to ponder. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Head over to our website to connect with us and join the conversation.
That wraps up our deep dive into the 4-hour workweek. I hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep designing the life you love.